Hey people, it's Kelly of Commonplace, and I have a special notebook here that I'm sure you've seen before, but I think I'm using it. I know I'm using it in a different way than you've seen me use it, and I wanted to explain. And to me, it is what's considered my commonplace book. And to give you some background on a commonplace book, is usually a place where people write down notes that they from things that they've learned, quotes that inspire them or that's interesting, funny. They keep memories in there, favorite lyrics, art. It's kind of like a everything book, like a everyday everything journal. Is if I could explain it that way, everything is in here. So I have some documents, things I learned towards my faith, my memories from my family, things that I just found interesting, a random sticker, just all the things. Something that I'm going to add in here, though, I'll explain later. But this is what the beginning of mine looks like. So these are stickers that were in my shop. I believe they are all sold out. If not, there's only a little bit left. And then I have this, which is a pin loop that I have because Happy Planner is plastic. So I didn't want to put something like a sticker on here and it be permanent. So as you can see, I can take this on and off. Pen just comes right out of there. This was not my typical pen. I used a erasable pen in the beginning, but I decided to go with a more permanent pen. And this just happened to be the one that was in, I don't even know what this is. This is nothing special that I know of. It's a Bic. So yeah, I have way more interesting pens, but this is the one that's attached right now. Put my little Hey People sticker on here. As you know, I take my Happy Planners and I turn them inside out. So the cover of this looks like this. And as beautiful as that is, I prefer black and white versus black and gold. So I put it this way. So let's go ahead. Okay, so the beginning starts off like this, as you've seen in other videos. I just have some words here about smile, you are safe, beautiful, loved, amazing, Christian, brave, strong, growing, free, safe, valuable, alive, happy, unique. Just some words, right? They mean a lot though. God Bless This Mess by Kelly Gadsden. This is about loving God. Different titles that I was playing with. For what reason? I don't even remember. That is the back of some other note. This is a swatch from my my outliners, my highlighters that I use for Bible study. I believe receipts are in here. And these tabs, these are regular tabs from the Happy Planner, but I put washi tape on them, and as you can see, it's getting a little old. Might need to replace that. Card. Oh, this is from somebody that gave me a Mother's Day card, Julia. Okay, my life in the sunshine. Wrote myself a note. This is about the attributes of God kit. So I have some notes in here from things I want to do with my shop. This is a prayer. Sticker collage. This is when my kids were diagnosed with COVID in 2022. So I believe this journal holds information from 21 until now. This is a swatch of all of my Posca pens. So my acrylic paint markers. Leftover stickers from a kit that is talking about the belt of truth. All right, and these are plans that I had for my family in 2022. So maybe this journal is 2022 into 2025. It's not even finished. Like, I'm not full with it. I take pages out. I put pages in because there's a journal that a Happy Planner, like a mini Happy Planner, which is this size, that I put, like, I take stuff out and put it in. So I might take something like this out. These are things that my family, like the workouts that I want to do with my family. I cannot write in cursive to save my life, but I am a part of the generation that was taught to write in cursive. Vacations we want to take. Let's see, activities we want to engage in. So we got like roller skating, laser tag, go-kart. These are all the things that we typically do. Some of them, like I make a list of like fall activities because of course everybody plans their summers out. But then in the fall and the winter, I still like to do stuff. And there are certain things that I think I really, really need to do in the winter and the fall. So like roller skating, ice skating, sipping paints for kids. It says kids here. Build a bear, going to the National Harbor since we're not from here, but we currently reside in the DMV, which is Maryland, real close to DC. A lot of these places we have been, but some of these places we haven't been. So I might want to go through and check some of these off. Purging my kitchen, Tupperware, and all the stuff. This was what I was using to track my kids' math goals in the summer. Going out to eat. These are the places that we frequently go out to eat. So when we say, hey, I want to go out and we don't know where to go, boom. Another sticker. Saturday to-dos, just a little to-do list. Voiceover for Patreon video. Laundry. I knew laundry was going to make the list. My Wild Thoughts journal. Plans for my patio. I mean, not my patio, my deck. It obviously says deck, but how to put the furniture on there because we bought all this furniture before we even measured anything. So I was in the store making this. Washi tape swatch. Here go plans for 2023. And as you can see, like I put washi tape on some pages and some pages I didn't. So it's not really a rhyme or reason of why I put washi tape on it. It's just sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. These are all the things that I wanted to do, and I highlighted the one. Yeah, I got some stuff done. Kits I wanted to use in 2023. These are the ones I did use. I'm finished with the Find Her kits. I just have a video of how I did these last two. But then I'm going to journal in them, and when I do, highlight that. So, let's see. This is, I bought a pen, a acrylic pen from GDB Art. That's one of my favorite artists. I think I discovered her on Instagram, and I have her book over there, her art book. Now we get into what I would consider like the planner side of things, because it says the date and then it's just a list of to-dos. This is my real, like, how I plan. All right, I know they have like the beautiful planners online that I can't. All right, this is just me doodling. Apparently I was trying to figure something out. Oh, something about a truck, a car. I don't know. YouTube videos. Let's see. Journaling spreads. Genesis Bible study. Patreon Zooms. Blue tassels. I ended up studying about blue tassels in the Bible. End up buying some. I couldn't buy just one. I had to buy it in a pack. So I decided to share and sell the rest of them in the shop. My Bible is not down here, but I still have a blue tassel hanging out of my Bible. This is, as you can see, I wanted to point this out too. So that's 630. Whole bunch of lists. And then this is 7-1. 7-2 is right here. 7-5. 7-6, 7-9. So apparently the 8th day was skipped. 10-17. That's a big deal. All right. So I like planning like this because I don't have to stay and be conformed to having the certain boxes in a certain place to do it. The only downside of this is that there is no actual like monthly, but I can make one, kind of like a bullet journal, I guess you can say. But I'm more of a lister. So these are the things. Highlighting means that like either I need to pay attention to it or I did it. It depends on the day. It's no like, I guess, real rule that says, oh, highlighted means that she completed it. Now, what I can say is that if I make this little tack next to it, like a slanted line, I did do it. But highlighting it might mean out of this whole page, this is something I need to pay attention to today. And I guess the next day I was like, I need to pay attention to everything peach. There we go. But you can see that there's multiple days. So that's how I was doing it. There is no year on here, so I can only assume that this was 2022 or 3 or whatever. I don't know why this is a battery. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. And I randomly put other stickers from, I have a whole bunch of Happy Planner. I was gifted them from Michelle. Thanks again, Michelle. She and I went to high school together. We go to the same church now. Our kids went to the same school. She was in small groups with me. And she lived down the street, matter of fact. But she had a whole bunch of Happy Planner books, sticker books, and she gifted them to me. So I'm using them. You see that proof? Let me see. So as it goes on, oh, Miko training. So this had to be right after the pandemic. So 22. That's what this is, 22. Now I don't even write the date. I just write the month and the year. But we're going to go on. Okay, this is when I discovered that I had this post-it kind of, I guess, this is the post-it. And I have to write the dates in there. So this October 23. Okay, so did I say 22? So I guess 23. And I would document different things on here, like, I guess you could say personal things. I guess I don't want to go through that. You don't want to hear about that. But personal things. I would document within the boxes of that. Gratitude list. So I made a gratitude list. But I also had a gratitude list in here. So I think that's when I stopped doing it in here, because I would do it in my faith journal. And this is October gratitude list. Nope, it's November, because that's 11. So November gratitude list. I don't know what is in here, if anything is in here. It's taped up. It doesn't feel like anything is in here. Yep, nothing is in here. So I guess just a filler to have and to hold. More of leftover stickers from the Belt of Truth kit. December, January. So I guess sometimes I put the the sticky at the end of the month, because that says the 29th of December. And then again, on the flip side, put it at the beginning of the month. February. So you see that I didn't use this a lot in January, because it's just one page and a half as far as planning. Went to Wisp with my family. This is a ski resort. We went snow tubing for 2 hours, but we didn't make it, so we was only there for 1 hour. Probably should make a note of that on here, but this is like really, really, I'm gonna have to put a sticker on here to write on the back, because it's like slick. Okay, Fiverr orders. So this is when I reached out to someone on Fiverr to help me with my lo-fi, because I don't make music or beats, but I do make the images for them to do the lo-fi music on. Reminding myself I need to do my newsletter. Unprofessional development at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's what we call, like, when teachers get together after school. Because when we get together in school, it's called professional development. We have PDs. And when we get together after school, it's called unprofessional development. We don't really do anything. We just eat buffalo wings. Things that I need to design. So scripture writing plan for 2023. The My Bible Experience proof on KDP, Amazon. This is when we used to use School Max for school. We don't use that no more. We use Synergy. So that's interesting. Fidelity, getting my Roth together with my kids and my husband. Going to IKEA to buy blinds. Lesson planning, June. Let's see. Pen order. Okay. I don't know why I circled laptop. Oh, my son needed a laptop. I guess he really needed this laptop. I circled it a couple times. Okay. Habit tracker, December. This is when I started doing reverse planning. So reverse planning is when you have already done the things and you're keeping track of how you spent your time. On the side, I had my top things that I wanted to, my top 3. So if I got these 3 things done, I felt good about that. Work to do, stuff to do for Print, Pray, Slay, and then personal to-dos. So I did that a couple days. Again, it was just so that I could track how I am spending my time. So I can note that. Another habit tracker, YouTube videos I wanted to do. January, February, so we in 2024. I tried to do this. This is on very close dot grid paper from Happy Planner. This is dot lined. I did not like it and dot lined. We were never going to do this again. I have a ton of paper. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 packs. I bought 12 packs because I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like Happy Planner is going, it's not going out of business, but it's making some kind of switch where all the stuff that I like from when it first started is no longer there. I do know it's under another ownership, so they seem to be going more into like the Disney and the licensed things, when I just like regular paper. I do know there are other companies that sell the paper to fit the Happy Planner, because I really love this system. Like, I love being able to take something out, put something in, punch anything. So I like that. I like having little odds and ends in there. I don't even think they sell this size anymore. I forgot what it's called. Extra super mini, I don't know. But yeah, this is a mistake, and you will probably never see it again. You know, some of it, and that's what I love. Some of my planner is me trying to figure it out. But I did like this paper. See, I use it to write notes. I just didn't like it to do my reverse planning. So on this side will be the planning. On here will be the to-dos. I really used it this day. I even wrote a scripture. This is my favorite scripture, Philippians 4:8. That's where I got my whatever hoodies from. All right, here I'm starting to stagger off, it looks like. Like, I don't really need to do it. I felt like maybe if I lined it up, because I've heard this with people with bullet journaling. When you go in and you have to create the spread, it kind of like, now I don't want to use it. Not that you don't want to use it, but you spend so much time on creating it that you're tired and don't really feel like using it. So for me, I was like, it's not that much. Let me just write, 5 through 11 on here in time, and personal, print bracelet, school, and then whatever other notes I have. And this is basically daily, again, not planning, but reverse planning. And I still didn't use it. So again, that time was up. I just wanted to see where I spent most of my time. And to be honest, I figured out that I spend most of my time talking to my husband. I can talk to him for like a good 2 hours in a day. All right, this is a note. Let's see, what was this? Habit tracker again. This is me now using it more of like a commonplace, because now I have the quotes and stuff like that. So this is me watching a YouTube video called Escaping the Rat Race, What School Failed to Teach You About Money. And I learned from this video because I'm a financial literacy teacher. So I like to watch videos on how other people see money, view money, what they're teaching about money, so I can pass that knowledge on to my scholars, or tell them how people are using this information in an adverse way, if that happens to be the situation. So did that. I don't know why I have this receipt from Bath & Body Works, but it's in there. You know what? Some of the receipts are in here so that I can look back and be like, how much money did I spend on something back in that day? I hate that receipts start to fade, though. I have to do something about that. Like, do I put packing tape on it before? But then it won't be like that receipt feel. I don't know. I like the receipt feel. What do I have in here? Oh, can I get an amen? I didn't know that was going to be behind there. I was just like, well, it flips. Let me flip it and see what happens. Oh, this is swatches from perfume. So I went to Macy's and fell in love with this Valentino perfume, but I can't afford it. I mean, I can buy it, but I'm gonna tell myself I can't afford it because I'm not about to spend $200 on spray. That's just, I don't know where I'm going where I need to smell like $200. So Lady Million, I like that a lot. It's a sweet smell. I really, really like that. Gucci Guilty is a clean smell, so I really like that. That's usually what I flock to, but my husband likes sweet, so I bought Lady Million and the other Valentino, which is the original one, which is Born in Roma. It's good too, but it's just not my favorite Valentino smell. So I got these as oils, so that's why it's kind of like, I can tell because it's like spread, and believe it or not, okay, so I shouldn't have put them together. I get that, but this page still smells good. All right, highlighted here, what is your relationship with money? That's a key question. It is supposed to be used as a tool. Cinnamon bun. My family and I go to Annapolis Mall a lot. So Annapolis Mall is right there. This is a Dan Gregory video that I watched called Sketchbook School, the artist who couldn't draw. And then he gave like instructions on what to do. I'm not saying that this is perfect, but it was interesting. That's what I got from what he was saying in the YouTube video. This is my goals by age. It is a classic happy planner page. I have my financial goals. Then I have my goals based on like how old I am. I have checked off here. The truck is paid off at 40. I'm 40 now. So all the goals are like, I did this list before when I was a kid, and all the things I wanted to do by 30, I did them. And we were so excited that my husband ended up making me a cake. He didn't make the cake, sorry. He coordinated for somebody to make me a cake with all the things I accomplished on there, like all the pictures, like when I had my kids, when we bought a house, when we got married, started a business. I wanted to make 6 figures by 30. All of those things I had accomplished, and he put it on the cake. The only thing that I wanted to do at 30 that I did not do was retire. But I feel like I was able to retire at 35. Yeah, 35. 35, I retired. And I see retirement as when you are doing something that you want to do instead of what you have to do. So me being a teacher, knowing that teachers don't get paid a lot, but I'm able to afford to be a teacher, is me feeling like I'm retired and working in my purpose, the purpose that I feel like God gave to me. So I feel retired. Do I have to go to work every day? Yes. But it's work that I love to do. So it's not work that I have to do. Because some people make good money and they feel like they have to be at that job. But I can afford to not be at that job because I feel like I did what I was supposed to do with my finances at a young age. But those are my goals by age. I want to do a TBR with Bible, books of the Bible. I'm already in the middle of that, like creating that. I made Patreon creative teams for zines, praise and worship, and I didn't have anyone sign up for Angels of Print Pray Slay, so I have to do that one by myself. But the teams have already contributed. It was really, really good, so I'm working on that. That happened this summer. Rover responsibilities. Let's see. This is about, we got King's Dominion trip, a Zoom for Patreon, a Joy kit, summer kit, beach pictures that I want to post on Facebook. These are my thoughts on American Blackout. I think that was like a video that I saw about like what would happen if America, like if there was just a blackout. I was like, good gracious. I never had thought about that. Bake Bear in Bethesda. We went there. I said add Bake Bear in Bethesda to our summer calendar. They make these like really, really elaborate ice cream sandwiches. We went there. We got video pictures. I posted it on Facebook. I post on Facebook so my family who are not around, because I'm from New Orleans. My husband's family is from South Carolina, so they're not here. So they get to see those things. And I print my Facebook, so it ends up being the scrapbook. So I don't have to do a scrapbook anymore. I'm fine with the way Facebook prints because it's not printed like I just print it from the internet. They make it into a bound book and everything. So prayer journal on Amazon. Lenny Kravitz, Fly Away. I just wanted to make a note because that song is like, it's a song I listened to when I was in high school before we had track meets, because I ran track, and it's just my hype song. And I don't know, I wanted to have it documented here, so when I look back at it, it makes me smile like it's doing right now. It just reminds me of being a kid. My summer sale for Print Pray Slay in 2025, already did that. I got checks across here of all the kits that I wanted to include in that sale. This is my journal club that I wanted to start at school. Unfortunately, I can't do a journal club at school because I have so many other responsibilities. And to keep teachers from being overwhelmed, there is a cap on the amount of things that you can be involved in. So I am currently the grade level lead for the 11th and 12th grade. I am the senior sponsor. And I have the, what is that called? I have my TV sitcom club, and then I wanted to have my journal club, but you can't have 5 things. So, among all the other things that you are already doing as a teacher, and meetings, and you got department meetings, and all of that you got to be in, um, they try to help you regulate that by saying, I know you have a passion, but pause. So I had to give up one of my clubs, and because I'm already journaling with you guys on YouTube and on social media with my patrons, my small group at church is based on faith journaling. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna choose sitcom club because I know that a lot of the kids would be more amped to staying after school to watch TV than to journal. All right. A lot of the girls have told me, yes, I would love a journaling club. I'm just gonna have to do it next year. But I did write down all the things that I was going to teach them, how to do a waterfall, Dutch door, all of those things. And then the differences in journals, like you can journal lists, gratitude, prayers, quotes, movies, all of those things, songs, joy journaling, of course, your feelings, how you spent your day, collaging. Oh, I was going to do so many things. But next year, we're going to have this journal club. This year is just not the time. But for sitcom, my TV sitcom club, I wanted to have them watch different shows from like back in the day. Like you got Step by Step, you got Family Matters, Fresh Prince, just a whole bunch of shows that they can watch. And then you have the new ones like Blackish and Goldbergs and Wonder Years, the new Wonder Years that they can watch. And then after watching it, talk about the issues, because these are family shows. So they usually have something to talk about, whether it be bullying or maybe a kid wanted a jacket and they had to work hard on the show to like get a job or do some things to get the money to get the jacket. So anyway, I'm going to have them watch the shows, and we're going to talk about the issues and the solutions that were brought up in the show, what they would do different, things like that. So it's still a teachable moment, but still like having fun, because there is no class in which I could do something like that. Like there's no class about like lifestyles and just common. I mean, I can do SES, but I could do this every week and the freedom of doing it. This is my fidelity options. My daughter going to shadow somebody at being a vet. Maurice is going to Top Golf. So this is some to-dos and reminders. Again, this is like a planner. LabCorp appointments, Tylenol that I need to get, eye doctor appointments, a quote that I saw on social media: there's no hate like fake Christian love. It made me think about it and how people who claim to be Christians do all these things in love or because they're Christian, but they're really, really hurting other people. And somebody put that out there, and I was like, wow, that was a really interesting statement to make. This is my scripture writing plan situation, making sure I print it, renewing my P.O. box, wanted to try Kittle, some ideas for some kits. I had to ask Southwest some questions because my daughter was flying alone for the first time. She was 12 at the time. She's now 13. So I wanted to know about, how that goes. Behind here is some stuff about, I believe, finances with the shop. Oh, Amazon. So these are my Amazon numbers. These are some quotes from my kids. My son, we went to Six Flags, New Jersey, and they happen to be doing Fright Fest. We don't celebrate Halloween, but you can't tell somebody else not to celebrate it. That's a business. So they had Fright Fest. So at a certain time, I think at 7 or 8, Six Flags kind of morphs into this Halloween town. So we were leaving at the time, and my son said if he was the director of Fright Fest, he would have people literally on fire chasing you. And we all thought that was funny. Like, that's a bit much. And we could not fathom that. let's see. He said, I'd rather the zombies. I said, who is this kid? And my daughters were eating Panda Express, and they were supposed to be passing it in the car to each other. But it was a miscommunication that really, really, really was hilarious. I'm not gonna read that whole thing, but it was about Panda Express. Let's see. This says if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't theft. And I was just like, I see how somebody can gather that. They basically, I watched a YouTube video about how people are starting to pirate shows and stuff. Hold on. Sorry about that. My dogs. There's a guy to do the gas in the house. I think we're getting a generator, so that's exciting. Yeah, just in case stuff goes left, we'll have like backup energy. That'll be fun. But yeah, I was just like, if you steal everything, then there'll be no customers. Without customers buying stuff, then the people who put on won't be able to put on, like as far as like the shows and everything like that. So I was like, this makes no sense. But it sounds good. You see, like if buying isn't owning, because when you buy stuff, I don't know if people know this, but like when you buy stuff on like Amazon Prime, like with like movie wise, you don't own that movie. Like they can say we no longer have the rights to have the Ninja Turtle movies, and they're gone. But you have downloaded them, you'll pay for them, they still can take them away. And I was like, wow, that's the same. It's not just Amazon, the same thing with Voodoo, which is, I think, what is that? Walmart, all of those. They can just take them away. So a lot of people feel like that's not right. So it was a video called The Rise and Fall of Streaming. This is the only minority, not ministry. The only minority destroying America is the billionaires. We are focused on the wrong 1%. So it was, I don't know this man's last name, but his first name is James. Talaria, Talarico? Yeah, Talarico. I think that's how you say that. I think this was on TikTok. He's a speaker because he was in front of an audience, but he was just basically saying, while some people are focused on Muslims and trans people and people who are immigrants that make up like a 1% or a low percentage of America, and consider those as the people that are destroying America, he was like, we need to be focused on the 1% that's destroying America, and that would be billionaires. So I just thought that was interesting. It was his quote. This says freedom of speech does not constitute freedom from consequences. And then this one is how you die does not redeem how you live. And I wrote some notes on that. This part is the next day. I'm talking about how it's sad that our country is so divided after a man's public death. This is talking about Charlie Kirk, and how some people are rejoicing in his passing, which I thought was really, really bad and just not Christian-like, like if I can just say it that way. And it was mean. I know that his views are different than a lot of other people's views. Some people have choice words for what they would title him as. But in essence, somebody died, and I don't feel like anybody should rejoice in that. You definitely can have a difference of opinion and consider somebody in your right what you believe them to be, but nobody should rejoice at somebody's death, especially the way that he died. So those were my thoughts. This was Jesus died for my sins. So I just wrote down different scriptures that had to do. Exodus 12 is talking about Jesus as the Passover lamb, which foreshadows Jesus as the lamb whose blood saved us from death. So I'm writing all of that. And then this was from a debater, Cliff. This is somebody, so I watched some of Charlie Kirk's debates before everything happened to him, but I mostly watched Cliff because I felt like I liked the way that he debated. It seemed like it was more with kindness and care, and really trying to spread the gospel. Charlie Kirk's kind of seemed more political, and I'm not really into that political space. So I really flocked to how like Cliff came with a lot of scriptures and things like that, and his debates were very calm. Nobody was angry and rallying and all of that. He just had a whole different energy to him. So I really enjoyed watching some of his on YouTube. He's answering some of the questions I feel like Christians have. And a lot of Christians were the ones asking the questions, but also some atheists. But even when they stood up, they weren't trying to debate him in a way to belittle him, and he wasn't trying to do the same thing. So I did enjoy his videos. This is from watching Duff movie. It says, when you become proactive, your problems become subtractive, and then good things are bound to happen. This was her mom. She said, remember this. I just thought that was funny because she's looking at her mom like, oh my gosh. You know how teenagers feel like their parents are out of touch. These are quotes as well. 20 years from now, the only people that will remember that you worked late are Maurice, Eden in the Mirror, and Maurice. Well, Mr. Eden in the Mirror and Maurice. Those are my children and my husband. So I just remind myself, take off, Kelly, and leave on time most of the time. Like sometimes I leave school at 6 o'clock. I get off at 2:50. Do better with your life. Nobody wishes they worked more when they are on their way home to glory. Another quote. And then we all have the same time in a day. I have the freedom to choose how I spend and waste my time, my God-given time. So these are all just about time. They're not always like this as far as like I lined all of these up and they're all related. Some of the quotes are like all over the place. And this is the last page in like this section of my journal. You can stand in a garage all day and you will never be a car. Just because you come to church doesn't make you saved. You have to accept Christ. That's one of the pastors said that at church on Sunday, and I thought it was something worth being in my Commonplace journal. Christianity being a right religion. This was something that I saw on TikTok. It's an Asian guy. His name is Cho. I think his name is Cho. CHOI or CHIO. But it says Christianity being a white religion that was forced on blacks. So Christianity arrived in Africa during the 1st century. The slave trade didn't happen until the 17th century. Africans have been worshiping Christ before Europeans. It started in Israel, which is a West Asian country. So it's not like Christianity started in Europe. So it's not necessarily a white religion. It's a everybody religion. So it's just interesting that I've heard some people in the African American community say that they're not Christians because Christianity was forced upon them and that it's a white person's religion. These are just notes that I feel like I want to remember in order to share with them to maybe enlighten those people that that's not true. And yes, it was forced upon people, but it was twisted and forced upon people. It wasn't like they gave them the true gospel. Because they sat there and said that slavery was right and that black people were always supposed to be lower than white people. All of that, not true. And again, that's somebody taking the gospel and twisting it. So I don't want anybody to miss out on the wonderful things of being a Christian because they have a misunderstanding. So if I can enlighten them with truth, that's what I'm going to do. In order to remember that, I had to write it down in my Commonplace book. Dress how you want to be addressed. Again, see how these don't go with each other? This one is exhortation because at church, pastor was talking about how we need to get better at our spiritual gifts. So we need to study. We need to be trying to grow, not just spiritually overall, but in what we're good at. So if your gift is hair, you need to be constantly trying to get better at hair, staying up on the new things. I probably need to be following people whose gift is exhortation and how they do it and how they're good at it, what they're doing to perfect that gift. What are they reading? What are they listening to? Who would be a number one speaker in that field, so that I can get better at that gift because that is my spiritual gift. I think it really, really helps me be a better spouse, be a better parent, be a better friend, and definitely a better teacher. Exhortation is one of the spiritual gifts, and it is a speaking gift. It's a gift of encouragement, but leading people when you're encouraging them back to Christ. So you're encouraging them with biblical truth. I definitely use it that way, but in the workplace or when it's warranted, it is simply encouragement. If it is the right time and place, I definitely push towards the biblical truth and making them more confident to trust and hope in the promises of God. So I just wrote, this is from a TikTok video about exhortation. I have other notes, so I want to add them later. These are some scriptures she gave me. This is my size of t-shirt at 5 and below, because that is my vibe. I wear 5 and below t-shirts to school. They tend to have t-shirts that have some of the things that the kids like. They're cartoon characters, little quotes and sayings. So, and vintage, like you'll see like something like cartoons from like way back in the day, and I'll buy like a shirt. I have a Blockbuster shirt from there, just a old Pepsi vintage shirt from there. So it's just, I took the sticker off. It's a sticker nonetheless, so small. So something like this, I wouldn't put into my faith journal, but I put into this Commonplace journal or Commonplace book. So that is how this section goes. This video is getting way longer than I thought, but I haven't done a long video in a while, so I'm going to continue to talk. I don't know why this page looks like this, but I'm going to use it nonetheless. It could be because this book goes with me pretty much everywhere. Sometimes I put it in my purse. I just carry it around. Yeah. So like this is definitely because this is black, so it's rubbing off on there. This next section is very old, and I probably need to go through it. This is about me starting my Facebook group. I probably need to take some of these pages out. I remember when I designed this, girl. Oh. These are my shop sales, like how I usually do them as far as percentages, at least back in the day. I used to have a collab sale. I no longer do that. My anniversary sale, my birthday sale, Black Friday sale. This is a random Saturday and Sunday sale. Oh, this is for Black Friday. Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then Monday. And then Christmas giveaways. I used to have a list of Facebook groups I would post my stuff in. I don't feel like I haven't posted my stuff on Facebook in a while. Not in my Facebook group for Print Pray Slay or in other Facebook groups. I don't know. I'm kind of pulling away from social media as far as like posting. I post of what I do, but I don't post a lot about the shop. I save that for my newsletter and those who really want it. I do post the stuff that I use though. And if that turns into somebody wanting to patron the shop and buy something that's beautiful. But I used to post like in a sales type of way. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done it in a while. Collage books that I'm interested in. I have ideas for this. I'm going to keep this. There's some collage books that I'm going to be putting on Amazon soon. Ideas for post-it notes. I did this, but I want to keep this here because there are other post-it notes that I want to create. I can take this out because I finished my Wild Thoughts journal. I wish I'd have put a date here, but I put years later in 2025. This turned out to be the most used journal created from Amazon. As far as for me, I used it. Like, I tore this journal up. I have so much in that journal. I'm in a constant battle within my mind, and this journal was so helpful for me to heal. This was my favorite journal that I created, was my Wild Thoughts journal. This is from when I worked in collab with Annie Plans. Fun of Faith journal, which turned into Bless This Mess journal. So these are all the plans that went into that. Not all of them, because I have so many more notes. Because that journal, this is my top selling journal. Bless This Mess. It came out when it was COVID. Oh, here goes. Years later note, the same note I made for my Wild Thoughts. So I made this updated note for Wild Thoughts. So I made this updated note for Bless This Mess. I said, this turned out to be my most popular journal ever sold on Amazon. I'm amazed at the revenue and feedback from its sales, because I got a lot of reviews as well. I don't even promote this journal, and I think it's because of its release during the pandemic and volume 2 being released at the same time. Plus, it's my first release. It's just interesting that I promoted it in the beginning, but it's been years and it's still doing so well. So I'm so thankful for that. That again is my top journal on Amazon. This is talking about a fitness line, physical products. I think I'm not going to do physical products. I even put what is the image? Not by faith image in my patron group, because I lean on my patrons to tell me yay or nay, like, should I do this, should I not do this, what do y'all think, because I trust them. And they told me not to make it a sticker, not to make it a shirt and things like that. I've already made it a shirt and a hoodie, but it was actually supposed to be a whole line, kind of like if you were to look at God is Dope or Girl Plus God, those kind of Christian brands that have the same image but in different ways. I was going to do that with my Not by Sight girl. And they said now is not the time. They said they would rather them as stickers, printable stickers at that, not even real stickers, because I asked physical stickers or printable stickers. Do you want it as a kit? What's going on? And so that's what they said. So I delivered them as a kit. So I'm going to be doing them, the designs that I created, I'm going to be doing them as kits in the shop. And it is the same sticker. But you can use that sticker like how I would put it here, but then I might have had it years later in there. So it's the same sticker, but it's designed differently as far as color and flow. So I did one for fall. The fall one is out there. So Not by Sight. So it's not a kit. It's like an elements, like how you would have a sticker like this. That's not going to be in a kit. It's just a sticker that is a sticker that you would place somewhere. But these are my thoughts on how to do it. I went all into like that. Ended up not doing this one. T-shirts, marketing, Godlywood girl. I watched a lot of her videos. I joined her group. I didn't join a group. I paid for a class. That's what it was. I paid for a class with her. These are some notes from that. A Patreon schedule. Cookies and Christ. I stopped Cookies and Christ. My friend Morgan, who did Cookies and Christ with me, ended up expanding her family and having a baby. And then my patrons stepped up and they were doing it with me, which was beautiful. Like I had so much fun doing it. But it was keeping me from studying my Bible at the time that I want to study it. So I would study for Cookies and Christ, but then I would study for myself, and it was becoming too much. So I just decided to study on my own. And when I got to the end of a book, I would flip through it. And then I haven't even done that. I've gone through so many books, and I'm almost halfway through my Bible, and I haven't done a video, I think, since Numbers. So I have to. Let's move this. I'm gonna keep this on the side. This says Sprint pen. Sprint don't even exist no more. YouTube videos that I would like. You know what? Where's the other thing that said Patreon schedule? Yeah, I want to take these out and put them somewhere else. I don't know where I want to put them, but I want to put them somewhere. YouTube videos. This is about credits for Prince George's Community College. I guess when I was, I took some classes. Custom dolls, what I was going to do for custom dolls. And I still do custom dolls. This is the financial piece of it. It says my life is rich and full. These are Happy Planner inserts. If you've seen the other two that are randomly around. I now have these bread Post-its that I gifted to Brenda. I don't think I did it with anybody else, but I gifted them to one of my patrons. And I covered them up. But I won't say what happened each month. Well, I don't know. I've never done that. I don't know. Are y'all interested in that? Like, I mean, I guess you can see it if you pause the video. But I haven't done it since this is as of 2023. Print Price Leg took in $170,000. I haven't shared that anywhere else, but I'm going to post it in this video. If you were able to watch this video at 47 minutes, then I guess you earned the right to know that. I don't know what anybody would do with that, but I know some people have shared what their shop has made. And I guess I'll do that. I've never done it before. I don't think there'll be any harm in it. Not having any account information on here. But that's why it's been covered up before. But I feel like I want to share it. So I started off in Etsy in 2017. That's when my shop all started. And I made $290 that year. But it started in October. The next year, it was $9,000 on Etsy. And then in 2019, I decided I wanted to stop with Etsy and roll over to Shopify because of the what are those things called? Fees. Because of the fees. So 19,000 was on Etsy, 11,000 was on Shopify. So far on Etsy at that time it was 28,000. Shopify was 11,000. In 2020, Etsy just brought in $443. I had taken everything off except for, I guess, one kit, maybe 5. I think I kept 5 on there. And Shopify made 45,000, almost 46, because 45,900. 2021, this is when the pandemic happened. So that's probably why it's 45. Everybody's at home printing and doing all the things. 2021, I have 2 shops on Etsy, and together they made a little over $500. And Shopify brought in 21. So big difference from 45. 2022, the shops combined brought in a little over $600. Shopify was 14,000. So you see how we continue to drop. 2023, the Etsy shop brought in $800, a little over 800. Shopify 10, and that number, that 10, continues to drop. All right. I don't remember what it was. I think it is definitely in the single digits right now. So I don't make anywhere near. I make less than I made the year that I started. I think I make less than 9,000 right now. And again, it could be because, remember how I said I don't promote on social media. It just took so much time. I'm just not able to do it. I no longer have a PR team. I no longer have designers in my shop. Just the way that I ran it back in the day was different than the way that I'm running my shop now. It's run, I have not even taken the time to look back and see the plan of how I run it now, to even determine if this is the way it should go or what. But if I could plainly state how Print Pray Slay is run now, it is ran in a way that allows me to continue to be a good mother, a wonderful wife, and an educator, and enjoy this time with my family because my kids are older now. And I don't want to sound morbid, but like they're on a slimmer time frame with me because they're getting older and they're going to be, moving on, going to college and things like that. So I want this time. And I honestly wasn't able to have it with them when they were younger. So because of that, I feel like I am okay with how my shop is doing right now. It used to supplement a whole bunch of extra, because at the time of making these figures, I also was making 6 figures, working in my previous job. Now as a teacher, I don't make 6 figures. So what I did with this money, it was imperative what I did with that money, which was I invested it. So I'm good with how my investments are doing against how much cash is coming in. So I'm fine. I know you get to the end and you're like, oh my goodness, that's so wonderful. She's bringing in, half a 100K, like 50K, and this, that, and the third. Because this is just Shopify. Along with Shopify, you got the income of Amazon and Google and all of that. So those are also streams of income. So it's not just the shop. Depending on like TikTok doesn't pay me. Instagram. So was making money on Instagram and things like that, making money through Google AdSense, on YouTube videos and stuff like, all of those things. And now it's just, if I make it, I make it, and I'm fine, and I'm grateful, but I'm not, it's not my driver. And it wasn't my driver before, but it was something that I heavily considered of how much work I put in. So at this time, I'm really focused more on my Patreon group, and what they want to see in the shop, and what I'm studying and what I'm going to put in the shop for my studies, and hoping that other people enjoy it as well. Which is why I have my Bible experience journal. I'm really into my studies in the Bible. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. I'm waiting on my author copies to come. It's supposed to come tomorrow, because tomorrow is I think October the 3rd. And then I can punch the holes and things like that and put it inside of here. But I'm more into my Bible study and my scripture writing, and using my kits versus continuously making a whole bunch of kits. So I wanted to show y'all how I actually use them. I wanted to be my own, I guess, PR person. So I wanted to enjoy what I actually was able to create. And if I'm constantly designing, then I'm not able to enjoy them. So I design way less, is what I'm saying. So I still design, of course. You see the shop is open. But I design less so that I'm able to also enjoy using my kits. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was just saying that my shop has evolved, and I'm fine with the direction that it's going in now. I might gear up more, but my daughter, my youngest, she's in the 7th grade. So I don't know. These are just some notes. There's a private note in there, I know, that I wrote way back in the day about print bracelet. And these are extras. So extra of these mini pages. I probably need to put more back there. More of these trackers. But I have them in my bookcase. So if I ever need to refill this. So I guess just keeping 2 pages. I don't know what this is for. I think I just have it for the backing here. I thought the back was pretty. These are where the extra Post-it notes are if I want to go back and do the monthly. This is a pocket. Another pocket. Yeah. So that is all. So again, my Commonplace notebook that I have is a journal where I keep all of the quotes, all of the notes from videos, the notes from sermons, anything that is not about to be like a full-fledged journaling entry that I will put in here. Because these are 2 separate type of things. Like this is where I put my prayers, I put my scripture writing, and I put my notes from kits, like kits that have a whole theme to them, like Bible affirmations and things like that, where it's asking me questions, I'm answering them, kind of like an emotional vibe. They go in there. Gratitude list also goes in there. But if I'm randomly out and I hear a quote, or I'm randomly out and I want to jot down some notes or things I want to do for my day, this is where those things go. And I do have some cleaning up for this journal of things I want to take out. I might show you updates of it as time goes by, but as you can see, it's years in this book, okay? You saw some stuff from 2022, and you saw some stuff from 2025. So this is not something that I feel like if anybody wants to accumulate this beautiful mess, that they can just put it together in a year. You can, it just won't be, the span of time. I spent 3 years in here because I take stuff out, put it back in there, but you can very well do this in just 1 year and then toss it to the side and start a new one. I tend to rip this out and continue to use the same thing over and over because I have multiple mini happy planners that I use to put inserts into here. But it's my little beautiful mess, and I enjoy it. It's something I reach for on a consistent basis. As you can see, it wasn't every day. It's not a chore. There is no way that I wanted to actually look. It's just what I want to do. That I'll have washi tape on the side, then I won't have washi tape on the side. I have washi tape on the top. Right here, I have random dividers. I'll have some notebooks. Some what are these called? Pockets. So you find the vibe that is for you. I really enjoy you guys staying. I haven't done a video that took an hour in a long time. I really hope you all enjoyed my yap session, as the kids say, on how I'm using my Commonplace journal or my Commonplace book. If you have any questions, you definitely can ask me in the comments before. Thank you. Well, not the comments before, in the description. After the description, there's a comment section on YouTube. Place them there, and I try to answer them daily, but definitely within a couple of days, I answer all of my comments. So if you have questions or just encouragement, because I was very vulnerable with you guys in this video, showing you my finances, showing you some of my shop plans, some of the things I do with my patrons. That's typically just me and my patrons' business. So I thank you for the space and to be able to do something like that. That's not my typical jam. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.